What's good, y'all? Before we hop into the video, just want to give a quick shout out to the sponsorship. Shout out to Imperfect Children LLC. Shout out to Majestics LLC. Shout out to Elevated OTM LLC. Don't forget to tap in with all of us. Go ahead and enjoy this video. Y'all already know, paperwork party.
Bowie B Productions.
Yeah, whoa, yeah, When I walk up in the store, I spend a stack up on my bag. Shawty wanna fuck me 'cause
Go ahead. Yeah, so for the people, who don't know you, your background and where you came from, bro, and shit, you feel me? Just give them a little runaround, your age, you feel me? What you do now, and then, what you do now, and then where you came from and shit like that, you feel me? Just give them a little background and a little info about that, about yourself.
Alright, cool. So as of right now, I'm 21 years old. I'm a stock trader. I teach people how to trade in the stock market. I started a little bit over 2 years ago. It's been a long journey, right? It's been a long journey, but I could see nothing but growth in what I've been doing, and I'm very excited for what's to come. Very, very excited for what's to come. So with consistency, anything is possible, and I just see the growth. I'm starting to see growth in everything I do. There's a statistic in business. People fail in their first year of business. It's a statistic.
90. What is it, like a 95 or 98%?
I forgot exactly.
It's in the 90s for sure.
Yeah, I forgot exactly.
Businesses fail within the first year.
Within the first year, and in my first year, I've had success. And the reason why I think I've had success is because I surrounded myself around other successful entrepreneurs, right? And that's why I preach so much that investing into yourself is the best thing you can ever do. Because I invested into myself. Like I said, a little bit over 2 years ago, and the reason why I invested in myself was to get into the legal game.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to get into the legal money game. This is where real bosses and real shit come in. People who make real legal money. This is right. What are real bosses? People with real estate.
Anything that's benefiting the economy, basically. You feel me? Shit like that. Little fail, this nigga. Nah, but yeah, that's cool, bro. Yeah. We've been knowing you, nigga, for years. You feel me? We've been knowing this boy for years, bro. This is how we go. Not way back, but we go back. You feel me? But even since you were young, we were youngins, bro. Even like 15, 16, dog. I know we came up from like flocking, doing other shit and stuff like that. But your past doesn't define who you are right now, which is true, bro. You feel me? And just for anybody, like any kid just trying to come up and stuff like that, bro. What would you say to anybody in high school? You feel me? Like, who was in high school trying to find a path.
People in college.
People in college or anything. Yeah. Because like people are still some like kids. They probably don't have that mental already because it took us a minute to get that mental. But what would you tell somebody? Like give somebody some advice.
Well, I highly suggest first and foremost, get the mic. Yeah. So first and foremost, I highly suggest as a man, get your principles straight. What do you live by? What are your principles? See, some of my principles is like, don't steal. Just basic principles. Be honest, right? Be honest. Do right by people. Don't be a judgmental person. Don't be you have to have a foundation. You gotta really have principles in life. You gotta right, don't steal. I build a close relationship with God and really work on yourself, right? What are you really doing behind the scenes? Like, this is a little bit personal, but the ultimate, have discipline. Be a very disciplined man. Don't be lustful. Don't be, all that leads to a growth mindset. All that leads to a growth mindset, and that's gonna help you
indulge more into those activities.
Yeah, and God, when God sees you putting in the work, you're not being a lustful man. You're not judging people, right? You're not lying. You're not stealing from people, because everything comes back to you. It's all energy, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever you put out, you're gonna get back. So that's something that I really, really believe in, and those are some of the principles that I live by. So I really, really believe in that, and that's game changing, right? So, so that in itself, God sees you putting in the work, and God's gonna bless you. But like back to the point what I was saying when in my first year in business, right? And why I think I had success with that.
Yeah.
Well, it was because I surrounded myself around other 6-figure, 7-figure entrepreneurs, right? I invested into a mentor a little bit over 2 years ago, and ever since then, shit has just been, I'm very grateful. Shout out to Gus. I'm very grateful for
put the pop-up right here for
Wall Street Go right here, boom, and options on Wall Street. Yeah, being around a very positive team, and being around people who are really doing it is gonna it's better to be in a successful team than doing it alone, right? And I feel that's what's given me a boost to the start of my business, and I'm very grateful for that. And I manifested everything. I manifested everything that I have in my life. Just like I put the blame on everything bad that happens. Put the blame on everything good that happens to me as well, So
But I feel like to live a good life, bro, you need to have bad things happen to you, because those are the lessons.
It's facts,
Exactly.
bro.
You know, you just have to pick up the wisdom from it, right?
Yeah, you got exactly.
You got to pick up the
learn
wisdom.
from
You got to pick up the wisdom from everything
That comes your way,
that
no
comes
matter
your way,
good or
right,
bad.
right. So just me being around them and you know, when you invest into yourself, right? If you're gonna pay, you know, when you want to learn something, you start learning it for free on YouTube. You're not gonna take it so serious, right? But when you pay $2,000 or more for a mentorship or something, you're gonna take it serious, right? So, and those other people also in that networking space also paid that amount of money, so they were also serious about what they were doing, right?
Yes, sir.
So I met my brother Gio, one of my very close friends, Giovanni. I give a lot of credit to him for just making me a wiser person.
Shout out to you.
He talks to me a lot about wisdom and God and principles.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Principles in life and how to just, you know, that's the most important thing to building a foundation and being a better man and that's good. You know, you're not out here doing, you know,
Yeah,
you're just focusing on yourself and you're feeding yourself wisdom every day. You feed yourself wisdom every day. The words that come out of your mouth are very powerful. What are you listening to? What are you saying? You know, that's all.
Staying away from people too, because people is
the big energy like.
Yeah, I've been very solo. I've been very solo.
Oh, yeah, of
I
course.
believe all of us have.
Right,
been
like
doing
we've all known each other for a long time, but I'm very solo.
Yeah.
Like and you know, we kick it like once every week,
once
whatever,
in a while.
right?
Yeah,
But
once
we
in a
all
while.
still check up on each other.
Yeah,
How
of
we
course.
doing, brother? Are we doing good? We still motivate each other,
Exactly.
right? And I think that's something super cool about our group that's unique. You know,
Yeah.
our group is unique. Right?
And that's
Yeah.
one thing about our group too. Is just we all have a little thing going. You know, we're all trying to make this happen. Like
Yeah, we're all
we're all trying to make it happen. Like for real. And it's just part of like how I said last video as well. You gotta know who you hang around with, because you just can't hang around with like just regular people. You feel me? And how you said you invested into mentors. You're hanging out with millionaires and stuff, and a bunch of successful people within the within trading stocks and shit. You know?
Right.
And well, yeah, you surrounded with yourself with those type of people. They help you out, and it's just a whole different environment.
It's a different environment.
Just exactly like when.
Because at the end of the day, you don't want to be the richest person in your circle. You don't want to be the person with the most money.
You don't. Hell no.
In your circle, you don't, and you want to be.
Hey, like shout out to Talk Money team, bro. They said one nigga in your crew getting racks, watch the whole crew start falling. You feel me? That's like one nigga in your crew getting most of the racks, watch your crew start crumbling. Like that's how it see. But you feel me? I feel like it's all dependent upon the people.
I want to
too,
be the
isn't it?
brokest person in the circle. Straight up, I want to be the brokest person in the circle. Isn't that you know?
Define that. What do you mean you want to be the brokest person in the circle?
Well, I want to be the person that has like, you know, I'm gonna be learning if everyone above me has more than me and is doing better than me in life at the moment, right? And doing better than someone in life doesn't just mean financially.
Financially, yeah.
Because I have a very wealthy mindset, and that's probably the reason why I'm able to stay in these rooms with these high level people. You can't be in these high level rooms if you don't have a wealthy mindset and are thinking similar to them. Because you think a millionaire is gonna want to kick it with just some random person? No, millionaires are also trying to improve. Millionaires are also trying to. Why would they want to kick it with someone, or you know?
Yeah.
So you have to bring some type of wisdom or some type of value to the table, and that's why I focus. Keyword of the podcast: wisdom. Seek it. Seek it every day. Seek it every single day. I feed myself this every single day.
Read books.
Read books. Yeah, more so seek God.
Seek God.
Exactly.
Seek God. How's your relationship with God? How's
Everything, self-evaluate everything.
Yeah.
Just evaluate from all circles. And I know, on the topic of God and shit, bro, it is true. When you start following God in more of a sense is, most of men out here and most of us out here are guilty of, like, lustful pleasures, mainly indulging in certain things, like certain shit, which is true. But, like, like, it's, following God and then he will give, bro. Like, I remember there was a quote saying God favors certain people within a certain time, you feel me? And that's because you've been putting in that work and you were doing shit that God seen.
Exactly.
But when, like you said, bro, when you fall in love with the giver and not with the gift, you will lose that shit. And
you fall in love with the gift and not the giver.
You fall in love with the gift and not the giver. Exactly. Thank you for correcting me. Mm-hmm. So that when you do that, your shit will fall, nigga.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, that's why I had certain setbacks within my life, because I did love God and I would pray to God, but I didn't really recognize Him as the sole purpose of. I know He was everything, but I didn't really give Him too much attention as far as, you feel me, like, thank you for all this shit, thank you for everything, you feel me? That's why I had a little setback and certain setbacks and certain shit, you feel me? But now I'm older, and thank God I have you around, thank God I have you niggas around, because you putting me, like, it is true, bro. You Giovanni was a blessing for you because he told you about God. He told you how to do that,
Right.
and now you're passing it on to
And
us.
God speaks to certain people at certain times. You know, sometimes
Yeah.
someone will come into your life so you can give you know, I came into his life at the time God was using him, and he spoke, and God spoke through him to speak to me. Now he's using me to speak to you guys or whatever it is, you know. But
It's all a connection.
it's all a
literally
connection.
all a
man,
connection.
It's a big connection,
Yeah.
bro. It's a big connection, dog. What are your thoughts on niggas out here chasing females and shit like? Nah, focus. No, like, I mean it's cool to have fun with your girls, but niggas out here, you know, if you're still hustling, doing your shit, you cool with it. But niggas who are just all day chasing females and not doing nothing.
Yeah, that's not. You gotta. All that shit's gonna come when you're really focused on yourself as a man. All that shit comes, right? It's always gonna be there.
Literally.
Women are always gonna be there. So just as far as for me, my main focus right now is just being the best version of myself. Because when you focus on yourself and you love yourself and you got things going on for yourself, then it'll come, right?
Exactly.
Instead of putting all that energy out into a female, put it into yourself as a man. Go to the gym. Go to
Go to the gym, yes.
think about the
Get your
business.
physique
You know,
right, get your
business
physique
is something that I'm just trying to get deeper into right now. Deeper, and I'm just not just stocks. I'm trying to start other shit.
Oh, shit.
Exactly.
And
Yeah, no, I mean, you can only limit yourself to so much in this world, to be honest with you.
so I'm trying to start other shit, and I already had. And a lot of business is the same system as building everything, right? Ads, marketing, a lot of that, right? So, and just like I said, being around these other people who are already doing it is like I'm starting to pave. It's all starting to come. The vision's getting clearer and clearer to where I need to get to, and how I'm gonna start scaling these things up, right? Scaling these things up. So, yeah, like I said, it's as of right now, I feel like this podcast, I'm gonna do another podcast in a couple years when I really make it, right? This is the journey. This is the journey podcast. This is your season, right? I know I've reached a lot of goals at a young age. So, this is.
That's why we have this boy on here because I mean we know my boy for a minute, bro.
Right.
He was like, if you know our group, some people know how he was hustling and shit like that. But like as far as like, you know, the main factor was like I feel like God all put us together because it was just like we all done. As far as like we're still here to this day together for a reason for sure. A lot of niggas, a lot of other fools, bro, for sure. Like their clique for sure. Like I'm not gonna talk down on nobody, but I know there's people out there whose clique split up for sure. Like not real bro type shit. Like we could go ghost on each other for a minute, but we all have that same with each other. Yeah, we talk about exactly that. It's not on that. Like we rather sit here and Merry Christmas to y'all because we're doing this on Christmas. You feel me? Merry Christmas to y'all. This is December 25th. You feel me? We doing this to y'all on a Christmas special. We working. Exactly. We not lacking, bro. We not lacking no more. This is straight, bro.
We don't like talking about chasing this whole, like this ain't nothing important, you know, that's nothing important to work. That's what we gotta ignore all of that. And how we said, we gotta learn wisdom. We gotta start working out.
Hell yeah. Working out will help you infinity.
Physique is just gonna help you with confidence. It's gonna help you with a lot of
Exactly.
like ever since I started working out.
Yeah, hell yeah. I bet.
10 times better. I mean, I look good.
Exactly.
You know, we all look good. We're working out.
Exactly. And like this, bro, think about it. If you fucking with a female right now, and you know you might be in a certain type of physical state, she gonna for sure choose a nigga who look exactly like you in a better physical state, who probably getting more money than you. You feel me? That's just how it is, bro. Females gonna choose up regardless. That's somebody who they know who's gonna take care of them, who looks like they're more dominant and shit like that. That's just really how it is. But I'm like he was saying, bro, just work out for sure because workout will help, bro. You feel me? The gym makes you better mentally, spiritually too, like everything, bro. You go hard.
Yeah, like how you were saying about why our group is still together, and it's because we have that connection of just growth. You know, we all want to see each other grow. And just as far as how our mindsets have shifted, we're not the same people who we used to be.
Fuck no.
Man.
Fuck no.
Dude, we can't.
And then it's just
No,
a short
no.
amount of time.
Thinking about when I was like 18 and 17. Think about going out.
Shout out to microdosing. Shout out to microdosing. See, the thing is, right, I don't smoke, I don't drink. Cigar is cool for the podcast, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Right now?
Huh? I'll probably do it in a bit
No,
or something.
yeah.
But I don't smoke weed. I don't drink alcohol. On occasions, I'll take a drink or whatever, you know. I think it's only bad if you abuse it, and if you abuse anything, right? Like for example, my personal thing is I like to microdose on shrooms, but even if you abuse that, it's bad, right?
Oh yeah.
So it's everything in moderation. But in the microdose, there's certain ways to do it, right? The microdose is for me to meditate and to self-evaluate and reinvent myself and meditate and come up with new ideas, right? Because some people take mushrooms, but they want to hallucinate. They take like an overdose, and it's like, no, me, I like to flow. I like to feel the energy. What am I doing? You know, how do I?
And when you take shrooms, bro, it's how we said last podcast.
For me, it's growth.
It opens your brain. It literally opens your brain.
It connects new neurons in your brain that aren't connected right now. So, for example, right now there might be some neurons that aren't connected, and neurons bring new ideas when the rest of the neurons are connected in the back of your head. So, that's why I like to microdose from time to time, you know.
I didn't even know that. Connecting new neurons and shit.
Yeah, new ideas. Fuck? Yeah.
That makes sense though.
It's like half of your brain's not even lit up right now,
yeah,
but when you're on the
so
microdose, it's like it lights up another part of ideas, and that's why we're able to flow and you know connect.
Come up with new ideas and stuff like that.
Yeah, Alexis got a PhD in neurology.
What?
Nah, but yeah, that's crazy, bro. It's a crazy fact. That's really dope. I didn't know that at all. I didn't know that at all. That's sick, bro. But when did the hustle come in for you as far? Because I know you've been hustling since you was young, but like when did it come into you where you were like, nigga, I gotta stop doing certain shit and I gotta really just transition my life into this? But like, let's start with the basis point. Like, when did you were like, nigga, I gotta get it? What motivated you to get it on your own and to really go hard? Even in the past, like 15, 16, what motivated you really to go hard and get it?
That's a good question.
You feel
so me? Basically, and that's kind of like comes down
nigga,
to
you were
point.
going hard and you had like fucking 6-7 whips. you was getting shit, bro. You was doing
cars,
shit.
14 cars.
Nigga had 14 cars by the age of 19, bro.
It's crazy.
Hell yeah. At fucking 20 years old or what?
Had more cars and hoes. Huh?
Yeah. Hey, that's a better feeling though.
That's a way better feeling.
Sure.
That's what you gotta focus on.
That's a way better feeling.
But yeah, so you know, it started at a very, very young age, right? You know, from literally in middle school, I sold candy. That's kind of like a lot of entrepreneurs first started. First started, right? So let me just a quick little story time, real quick, right, on how I came up, right? So, I grew up in apartments, small apartments, in a studio, literally no kitchen, no bedroom. I didn't have my own room, and it was me, my mom, my brother, and we were all just in one room. And you know, sometimes it activates, and you're in survival mode. It'll activate a whole different person in you. It activates a whole different person in you. So you have no choice but to guard. You can't fuck around. You know, sometimes that's why I feel like a lot of other you know, some people who grew up good, they don't have the same hustle or ambition as you because they're growing up good. I'm not saying that not everybody, but that's what helped me grow, right? And
comfortability. Sure, comfortability.
Yeah. So just a quick rundown, right? In 5th grade, my mom always works, right? My mom's always been working, so when my mom was at work, my brother was kind of, and with the growing up with no father, you kind of try to find that father figure, you know? And my brother was kind of like that father figure for me, so he was kind of like an influence. I would look up to him, right? And he was a big pothead in middle school and in high school. So I remember one time when my mom would go to work, my brother, he would ditch school, and then he would bring his homies over to the apartment, and they would like hotbox the restroom. And I was in 5th grade, bro. And then I was in the restroom, and my brother let me hit it. Well, I took a hit of weed in 5th grade, but I was just high as fuck in 5th grade, right? So, but the point of the reason why I'm saying this though, right? And that's bad. I didn't start probably. I didn't try to like 7th grade or something. I didn't continue doing it after that either, because I just got too fucking high. And I remember my brother had to like put me on the floor and put eye drops on me before she got home. You know, like he had to force me. So, but then once I went to middle school, I was still influenced by that. So I started smoking in middle school on my own, like 6th, 7th grade. And then I quit 8th grade, I forgot. And then 9th grade, that's when I really started smoking again, right? Yeah. So I'm glad I did all this at an early age, because now I'm not doing it where it really counts, right? Yeah. This is the time you got to stay focused and avoid all that stuff. So I'm glad I did it at a young age. But at that point, I kind of got addicted to weed, and and since I was broke, I was trying to find ways to make money to smoke weed, basically. Yeah. So it all started with that, right? And when you're around that area, you're kicking it with other people who smoke weed.
Yeah, it's going to influence.
So
Sometimes.
So I would make money to smoke. Oh, I would buy weed, and then I started selling it. I would only sell it so I could buy more. But it came to the point where I built up a clientele, a big clientele, and moving from 2 different schools, from Downey to Bellflower, it built up a big clientele, and I was able to. I quit smoking after I graduated high school, my senior.
Yeah.
And I had I was just hustling, right? It started with a skateboard. I was riding up, serving people up on a bike in the rain. I was really trapping in the rain for a while.
Yeah, he was getting it by
taking the bus. I was taking the bus to school, right? I was just grinding, right? And that was like the hustle of how I started coming up, right? And I built up a big clientele. I started hustling, made a good amount, stacked up more than enough to give me a cushion. Mm-hmm. And then I started thinking, is this really what I want to do? Is this really what I want to be remembered for? Mm-hmm. And it's not. I don't want to, you have the respect. People respect you for like, oh, that's the nigga with money. Oh, he has the cars. And it's kind of like an ego thing, right? Yeah, but anything that comes fast, there's consequences in everything in life that you do. And that's where the principles started to come in and my mindset started to shift. So I knew that's not what I wanted to do, and that's not what I wanted to be remembered for. So I started, and it all started because within any game you get into, you're going to meet people at a higher level than you. Yeah. Whether it's the weed game, real estate game, stock game, you're going to meet someone who's at a higher level doing it bigger than you. Mm-hmm. So when I was in the weed game, we started going to these conventions. We started being around people who had more than us. And then I start really looking at their life. Is this really who I want to be like? He has everything materialistic, but look how his kids are going to grow up knowing that his dad does this, or look at that. And that's like, deep down that got to me. I'm like, it's not what I want to do. It's not what I want to be remembered. I don't want to break my mom's heart. I don't want to, so I quit. I shifted my life. I had enough money saved up for a cushion. And, back in July of 2021, I bought Bitcoin for $30,000. Bitcoin went up to $69,000. I had a lot of Ethereum too. Hit my first 6 figures at 19. And maybe I wasn't ready for it at that time because I lost a lot of that money in the bear market. And it's new shift. It's new things I had to adjust to. And all the losses that I've had, lost over 50 bands, it all brings wisdom, and it's turned me into who I am today. I'm way stronger because of all that. Now that I've lost that, when I get this shit, now that I'm getting it right, I'm appreciating it more. Exactly. I'm appreciating it more, and I'm more wiser with the decisions. So I wasn't ready for it at the time. Now that it's coming back again, I'm starting to be more ready for it. I'm being more wiser with the decisions I make. Yes, and this is like the next level of where the new person that I'm reinventing into myself. Now I'm into a new business, and like I said, in any business that you get into, you're gonna meet people at a higher level. So now I'm in the stock game, and I'm meeting people at a higher level, right? I'm hanging around people making 10K a day, 100K or 40K a day, $70,000 days, and this is just a different, it's
different tempo vibe.
And now I'm seeing the legal game. The legal money is way better. Yeah. The legal money side of this shit is a real flex. That's a real flex because you're not in the trap. Your mindset's not trapped into the easy shit. It's easy. That's easy, bro. It's too easy. It's too easy.
Yeah, it's light work sometimes. Yeah,
it's
for
too
sure.
Easy. So, but with this legal shit, you gotta grind hard. And every entrepreneur goes through seasons. There's seasons where you're winning, and there's seasons where you're losing, and you gotta go hard through every season. You gotta push through every season. And ball hard every season.
Another road.
Yeah, and
roads to this shit.
And just figure out, problem solve as you go.
But like niggas, so like say for instance, for fools who are like trapping and stuff, niggas who are trying to escape the trap and stuff like that. I mean, like niggas who trapping, they hustle, bro. They're putting they're putting their life at risk. Shout out to Credit Kingpin, he really said it the best, nigga. Like you're your own accountant, you're your own delivery driver, you're your own, you feel me, everything. So how about not convert that into legal business? You already have that hustle, you already have that grind. It's just a whole different mindset you got to shift into. It's the same system.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing with any business.
Yeah, it's like the same thing with any business that you have a menu for, right? And you start implementing that into your new business.
That's true, bro.
You're giving out too much gems, bro.
No, yeah, I feel you. And the trap, nigga, like we said it too, the trap is not just trapping.
It's like a startup. It's a stepping stone.
The trap is literally could be anything, bro. You're trapped in, it really is, when it comes down to it, the key is to not work for your money, but have your money work for you. Oversaid statement for sure, but really have your money work for you so you could be up here doing whatever the fuck you want to do, you feel me? Better like that Cuban.
That's it.
And that is true, bro. So what do you think on like, as far as like really having your money work for you, so you can enjoy your time later in the future? And that some fools I feel like right now don't understand, like your 20s to 30s are grind years, bro. They're fucking grind years. Like, you should not. I mean, you could go out, have fun for sure. Go to the club, do what you do. Moderation. You feel me? Moderation. But not every type of weekend. So some weekends you need to sacrifice. Some weekends you need to save them $200. You feel me? Some weekends you need to eat those sandwiches at your crib and not go out to eat. You feel me? And like, nigga, you need to do what you gotta do because, nigga, you're gonna hit 30 in the blink of an eye, and then you're gonna be like, damn, what the fuck did I do with my time? Where my money at? What do I got to show? You feel me? Like, so I don't know, bro. You feel me? I feel like that's just some messages we're trying to get out. I know some niggas probably know this.
For sure.
People say they know shit. I know a lot of people know shit. They know information, but they don't implement it into their life. You feel me? It's the harder part. You know shit, but action. You feel me? So I feel like that's what it's about too, though, bro. It's strongy.
It's strong, yeah.
It's strong.
Yeah.
I know that shit will get you dumb, lightheaded.
Don't inhale it.
No, you can inhale a little bit, but you just. But yeah, bro.
So yeah, that's what I was just thinking. You know, I was like, is this who I want to be remembered for, right? And that's just what I was like. I don't want to be remembered for that. And now my first year in business, you know, mentoring people, and it's a different feeling, right? When I mentor someone who's 45 years old and I'm only 20, it's kind of like,
that's crazy.
It's like, wow, a 45-year-old took my mentorship. That confirms to me that I'm giving out value. I'm giving out real value, and this guy, he has a $3 million glass company. He has, you know, I'm mentoring him basically, you know, someone who's made millions, right? So, and it's crazy, right? So, all this is just a shift in mindset, basically, who I used to be and who I am now, and what the new things I'm getting into, and I'm super excited for, right? So, I have a lot of things coming up. Got a lot of things coming in, or that I'm planning to do, right? And it's not just the stocks. I'm planning in building in other businesses, and I'm not gonna say too much on it till it happens. Till it happens, but now that I have the business concept, I can build anything up. I can build anything up.
Exactly.
And it's all about having multiple sources of income coming in, right? You want to live off one and invest the other, because if you have one source of income, you're not gonna
You'll die out here, kind of. Basically.
Yeah.
You will, bro. You will die out here off one source of income, bro. It is true, bro. It could go for anything. Like, even if you feel me, not everybody watching this is an entrepreneur, and not everybody aspires to be an entrepreneur. You might want to work and get your career. That's fine, but you could get your career, but for sure have a little something on the side that'll be solid with it too. You feel me? That'll be cool as fuck for sure too. But like, for niggas who struggled with discipline and, like, you know, lustful acts and like stuff, how to stop bad habits, how did you shift your mindset into like saying, all right, I'm gonna stop this shit? You feel me? Like, what helped you? Like, you said what?
With lust and shit.
With lust and like stopping smoking and shit like that. Like, what helped you? Like, all right, I'm gonna chill. Like,
like I said, it comes back down to principles and God. You know, you gotta see yourself through third eye view. Is this something that God would be happy with? Is this something
for sure? It's something
God
that you
want
want to
to
build
do
your legacy upon.
Yeah.
You know? Like, you want your kids to know you as that stock trader and the business owner of so many things, you know, and where you came from is what really built you, you know?
Right.
And I'm pretty sure later on, when you have your kids, you're gonna, of course, tell your kids, like, oh, this is what I used to do.
Yeah, I'm gonna teach them principles. I'm gonna teach them principles.
Yeah, exactly. Teaching principles. So learn how to respect. A lot of people need to learn how to respect.
Yeah, you said how to remove the lust. Don't watch porn. For real, don't watch porn.
Stop, huh?
Yeah, don't do that shit. That shit is weird. That shit is weird. Straight up for the fucking.
No jerking off.
Yeah, don't do that shit.
Don't do that shit, bro.
Don't. That shit is it's. I'm sure every man has done it, but it's something that is just, you know, through God's perspective, it's not right, and that's the ultimate self-discipline, right? Being able to and it says this might be a little deep for some people, but it might be a little bit deep for some people, but that's the key to holding on to your energy and manifesting that energy and shifting it into something else. But there's some motherfuckers that just don't shift their mindset into that, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
There's I know fucking 25, 28-year-olds who are just like 30-year-olds still doing that shit.
That's fucking crazy. And
that's also an addiction you let go of. And God sees you putting in the work. Like I said, God sees you putting in the work when you let go of bad habits like that. You let go of bad habits like that, God sees you putting in the work, and He's gonna bless you. It's like how you said earlier, God favors people in seasons. Yeah. Or God will favor you. For example, a story that Gio once told me, Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao was very poor, and he shines through the underdog. Yeah, so yeah, we had some technical difficulties, but like I was saying though about the Manny Pacquiao thing, Manny Pacquiao grew up dirt poor as well. Yeah. Manny Pacquiao grew up dirt poor, and God shined through him, right? very small guy, or I believe he's a short guy, and conquering and doing really good in boxing, which is a high level sport. And he's moving up divisions and conquering and doing really good in all these divisions. Someone who grew up dirt poor, and now he's helping his country or whatever. Now he's helping his country and doing big things for his country. But who would have, no one would have ever thought a small guy like Manny Pacquiao would have, conquered and done good in all these divisions. But that's because God shined through him. God uses the underdog and shines through the underdog to show his presence. So kind of like the David and Goliath story. David slayed Goliath. No one thought that a small guy like David, how is David gonna slay Goliath, or right?
Yeah.
But God used David and slayed Goliath, and this is all a lot of wisdom that I learned from Gio. Shout out to Gio, 6-figure flower shop owner.
Bella Rose Gardens.
Bella Rose Gardens. Shout out Bella Rose Gardens.
You already know.
Very wise man, family man who goes by principles as well, right? And these are the new people that I'm looking up to. I'm not looking up to trappers anymore. I'm looking up to people who are doing right by God, doing right by God, and have principles installed in their life, and talk about wisdom. The type of conversations you have, like I said, the things that come out of your mouth are very important. What kind of conversations are you having with the people? That's why, if it's not a good conversation, I don't even want to indulge. I don't even want to.
You don't want to waste your time.
I don't want to waste my time and energy conversating that are pointless. I don't want to talk about dumb shit. If it has nothing to do with growth or myself, that's why I'm very alone a lot as well, and that's why if I am going to talk to people, it has to be people who are doing big things and are talking wisdom, right? People who are motivating, people who are, and that's the key to fucking growing your mindset. You grow your mindset, you manifest more things into your life. I manifested everything. I remember when I was a kid, I wanted a Lexus. I always said Alexis and Alexis. My name is
Alexis and Alexis.
I grew up in the Lexus, and I would always look at it, the red interior, the IS350. I wanted it, and it came to me. I got it, right?
Exactly.
And I was able. That was another business that I did really good in as well, right? I flipped over 14 cars, something that I'm going to get back into this year, right? And in any game that you get into, there's going to be losses. There's going to be, right? I had a car stolen from me, $10,000 car stolen from me. And how did I react to that situation? You guys were there that day. You guys were there that day.
Yeah, bro.
Anybody else would have been crying. My car got my fucking car. You feel me? Somebody would have been crying.
With the paperwork in that bitch.
With the paperwork, it wasn't on my name. I couldn't even report it to the insurance, nothing. So I just looked back at the foot, and I went back that day, and I remember I was with you that day, and I was like, fucking, took the loss like a G,
Yeah.
And that's how you have to react. You got to turn the negative into a positive. I said, everything's happening for a reason. And I came back hard, literally the next week after I came back hard from that, so.
Yes, sir.
And I got another whip. So then kept doing what I was doing, right? Just kept advancing from turning the negative into a positive. And how I said the people you hang, and I like how the conversation should, right? I don't want to indulge in conversations that are pointless. So the things that come out of your mouth and the things that come out of other people's mouth, it shows who you really are. It shows who you really are. Someone who's perverted, they're gonna say, "Damn, look at that bitch's ass," or some shit, and that's perverted. That's, that's like, how are you really? What is your mindset like?
Why are you focused on that?
Why are you exactly? There's that's something that's very, very, that I pay attention to in people when you read people, right? Because some people could have money, but if they're not there in the mindset, right, and how their connection is with God, which is the most important thing in life, right? There's a balance in life, right? You got to get your spirit right, you got to get your mind right, and your finances will come with that. Mind, body, spirit. Mind, body, spirit.
Yeah.
Mind, body, spirit.
That's why they have just mind, body, spirit, and that's why people do say that line, mind, body, spirit. You don't hear finances in that phrase whatsoever.
But it's the fourth one. It's the fourth one, but it comes with it. It comes with that. Yeah.
That's true, bro. That's why they even preach health is wealth.
Health is wealth.
Yeah.
Without health,
and a lot of the things that I watch is just mindset growth things. Shout out to Giovanni. He put me on someone else. His name is Miles Monroe. This is too much for game for you guys. This is way too much for game for you guys. Miles Monroe on YouTube. Go watch some of his stuff. He's a preacher, but he talks about finances and mindset. So it might be too much for some of y'all, but Miles Monroe, if you're able to watch that whole something that Miles Monroe was talking about, he talks about time, God, money. If you're able to watch the whole thing and continue to seek it and like it, you're gonna. It's something. It's a good something good to watch.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but yeah, that's like.
That's just how you feeling, hey, bro. Damn, that's crazy, bro. That's fucking crazy. Nigga been spitting fire all motherfucking time this thing's been recording. Y'all better like that shit, bro. This shit's been lit, man, bro. So how do you feel though? I know there's niggas out there who be like, Man, money is everything. Money is basically kind of everything in a way. It is, bro. Money is the key to freedom.
Money is the key to freedom.
But like, what do you think about the niggas whose just mindset all day is like, nigga, I'll take the money over my family. I'll take the money over my friends. What do you think about niggas like that?
Nah, that's not.
That's an unprincipled. That's a greed. That's greed, huh? That's greed, for sure within the play, huh?
No.
In some senses, what do you feel about that? Because there could be different scenarios relating to that. You feel me? If his homies, their family ain't shit, then understandable.
Yeah.
But you feel me? If your homies are there from the start or like doing certain shit, and then you feel me, like.
Yeah. Now I want to get the right words to answer that question, and I think it's gonna come down to your ego. It's gonna come down to your ego, and you're gonna learn the hard way, or you might learn the hard way if you don't fix that issue, because money does bring out who you truly are, and the more you, let me get the right words for it. For example,
course,
like
take your time.
because I want to say the right answer, you know.
Take your time, bro.
You want to keep balance. Just keep things balanced, right? Like I said, the mind, body, spirit thing. It's gonna come down to that. The finances will come with that, but yeah, it just comes down to your ego as a person. And if you think you're better than somebody else just because you have more money, then that's not the case, right? We are, at the end of the day, everyone is human, and you have to. And I have a lot of respect for people who are working hard, people who are working 9 to 5s. I have a lot of respect for you guys, because it's something that, you know, it's hard, you know, and I can speak about that. It's also a hustle that a lot of people go through who didn't start off trapping or whatever. You guys are also in a trap, I'd so say.
In a way too, yeah.
And I'd so say, but escaping that is also is also something that
it's similar.
You know, for the people who talk down on people who have 9 to 5s, I can't be someone like that, you know, because no one wants to work a 9 to 5. No one wants to work for somebody else. Everyone wants to do their own thing. But for the people who are working 9 to 5s, you guys are hard workers. Shout out to you guys. Respect, but shift your mindset and try to only use it. Start stacking. You know, don't be someone who works a 9 to 5 and don't work on yourself, because working on yourself is more important than working for somebody else. And you want to be your own boss, and you want to live on your own terms, so you want to live on your own terms, and
I feel like
those hard workers though.
I feel like they designed the 9 to 5 system though, bro, too, to get you tired, nigga. Like, you'll get out of work and you'll be like, you'll work an 8-hour shift and you'll be like, fuck, I don't want to go to the gym, I don't want to study. But nigga, nothing is made for the weak, bro. If you want a better life, you're gonna have to be like, nigga, get your bitch ass up and do something, bro. I be telling myself that sometimes too. I want to come home and not be like, take your ass to the fucking gym. So nigga, it's not for the weak, bro. Society did that. They literally done, like, implemented certain hours and like certain schedules to make you feel like that. Some days, some companies, you feel me? I feel like for the company I work for, you open, bro, it's from 5 a.m. to 1:30. You want to get out, you're waking up at 3:45, 4 o'clock in the morning, bro. You feel me? It's just like limited schedules. I feel like all companies do that, you feel me? But nigga, you gotta, like my boy was saying, you gotta have time to work on yourself. You gotta have time to do that, because it's not made for the weak. If you really want better, you really want better, and you need to get up and just get at it. You feel me?
It's kind of like the trap too. You know, you use the money that you're stacking up for as a stepping stone to eventually invest into yourself, and you're gonna want to invest into 2023 and preaching investing into yourself all year, because if you just pay someone, a mentor, doesn't have to be me or anybody, right? Someone who is actually doing something, right? They already have, they have already shifted their mindset, and just being around them, you're gonna learn a lot from somebody else. And I highly suggest you guys to use the money you're stacking up on your 9 to 5 to start something up on your own, whether it's e-commerce, whether it's whatever you want to do, whatever it is you want to do. Find someone in that space who's doing it bigger than you, and they're gonna, you're gonna learn from them. When you pay for it, you're gonna take it more serious than when you're just learning on YouTube for free. And it's actually it's the very first step to getting to that next level. Where you want to go.
I know you spend like bands on courses.
Oh, bands.
But I probably haven't spent like you, but all the courses that I probably spent almost like $8,000 to $10,000.
Right, no.
Courses and information, like 5,000 on e-commerce that I share with the gang. I share with my nigga.
Yeah, sure.
I'll give it to you. I don't give a fuck, bro.
That's why I kind of like when you learn something new. When you learn something new,
Because we all have different.
we can. We all can.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is,
If you know something about e-commerce that I don't, then that's cool. You know, if you know something about something Clothing.
My nigga.
I might want to learn something like that. Yeah, I want to get into that.
Exactly. And I know I've been keeping it low with me, but you think of what I'm gonna do, trust I can pass on to you.
Yeah, keep it.
It's cool, bro. But it's like,
You know, someone who knows more about credit, we can learn from them. And this credit is something that I definitely want to.
it's key, bro.
I have a
$20,000.
$20,000 credit card, but I need to learn how to leverage it more correctly, and I need to,
learn how to,
use it to my benefit.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly. Because a lot of these rich niggas out here are living off credit in a way too, and they're a lot of business startups are OPM, bro, other people's money.
Yeah,
So
that's
but
true, yeah.
your credit score is a big factor within utilizing other people's money because you can't, you feel me? You can't do that without a good credit score and shit like that too. You feel me? So. I feel like credit is very key, bro. Credit is key.
It's important to start credit. So if you're young, start your credit.
As soon as you turn 18.
Responsibly.
Yes, sir.
Don't go out splurging on unnecessary shit like clothes and all that. If you really want to invest, you could even use your credit card to invest into other businesses. PayPal, you got all those apps that you could use that credit card to actually put in money into something else.
Exactly.
And then once you do that, well, you already got that leverage because you didn't have that money. Now you're just investing into the business with bank money. That's bank money right there. That's bank money to make more money.
Bank money.
You just gotta be smart with your decisions.
Exactly.
Wait. All right. Well, we're back, and I did have a question for you as well. I know this is for everybody. I know a lot of people like in relationships and stuff. Did you ever have anybody that you were close to, and did you ever talk to somebody? Because I've always seen you single.
Right.
I've always seen you single. My boy's always been single. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I just want to know if you ever.
Yeah, I actually have, and it was, and I could say she was like my best friend.
Okay.
And she did give me, whenever I would hang out with her, she would help me better myself. She would tell me. She would give me good advice, and she would give me she would say, actions speak louder than words, and she would say things like that, right? She would always help me reevaluate myself as a man. Okay. She would help me, she helped me build a better connection with women, and how to treat girls and how to treat women, and how she was a good person. She right, but things just didn't work out. I was just very focused on myself at the time, and I just, so I couldn't really take that too.
And I mean, that's with anything. I mean, like.
But she helped me, and that's the thing about this girl, right? She helped me elevate my mindset. Basically, she helped me. She gave good advice, right? And that's what you look for in a girl, someone who's gonna help you, right? Being really good friends instead of just just the sex. It's more than just that, right? It's the connection that you build with someone. And that's the type of relationship I had with this girl.
Yeah. And it's cool because I mean, a lot of people in a relationship, you gotta find yourself first.
Yeah,
I've let go of many relationships just because I wasn't ready, and I needed my time to become the better person that I am gonna become, and I am becoming at the moment, and I had to let go of that. I had to let go of the people. I mean, of course, there's love there. There's always love there. There's always love there. But it's just not it right now. When you're trying to elevate as a person, you really just gotta do your own shit.
Yeah.
You just gotta be on your own. Like
it was just at that time I had to really, really focus. Right now, like if a new girl comes in and she also gives me really good motivation, then we can grow together, and you will grow, and you can grow even faster with a girl, I believe. Right? If you live with her income and your income, and you guys combine them, then you guys can grow faster, and that's how it should be, right? Yep. You guys, if you and a girl share an income and you guys combine it, then you guys can grow much faster than going alone and doing it on your own, right? Because then
that's what a partner. That's why it's
right.
partner.
Yeah,
but you have to find the one that's willing to work with you.
Yeah,
because
she has to be the one.
There's many relationships where like the girl's the opposite of the man. Right. They bump heads. You're not elevating. You're just arguing. It's just back and forth, and it's just that's not what you want in a relationship. What you want in a relationship is what you said. You want to build with your person. You guys either figure both things out, both incomes, try to figure one main source that you guys could build upon, and then it's just like
she has to see my vision and help me grow my vision.
Exactly. She has to see your vision.
She has to see the vision.
But no selfishness within this act. Like you have to see her point of view too.
Exactly.
No, of course.
You have to see if she got a vision too. Support it. You feel me?
100%. That's how you guys support each other. Yeah.
It goes both ways, bro.
It does go both ways. Correct.
50-50, bro.
Right.
And that's where I feel like a lot of females tend to misunderstand nowadays, especially growing up in the social media age. It's a bit different. They tend to grasp up on unrealistic shit, unrealistic ideals. You feel me? And
100%. That's true. It's a little bit different nowadays. It is.
It's very much different.
I mean, it'll work out for the best.
Yeah,
like I've never tripped out about finding a girlfriend.
Just because you see on Instagram, you feel like you have so many options.
Yeah. For females and men too. Like, bro, like I never tripped on Instagram because I already, bro. Like, now that I think about it, it is an abundance mindset. I always know God is gonna put the right girl in my life at the right time. I know she's gonna be like what I'm looking for. That's why I don't trip. Like I'm like, okay.
And relationships are supposed to be part of this a chapter.
No,
I mean, like anybody that comes into your life is part of a good chapter in your life.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, they all come for a reason. How we said, God sends us people
within that time for
a reason, and
lesson or a blessing.
Lesson or a blessing. And even if we're not talking anymore, even if we're not, like communicating anymore, it's just the love is there. It's just let me do me.
Then you do you.
And then you do you. Yeah.
And
let me grow, and maybe later in the future we could work something out. You know.
Yeah. Facts.
And I mean, and then that's what a lot of women don't see nowadays. A lot of women want the guy that's there.
The guy that's there already.
The guy
and
that's
there.
To
offer.
There's
no guy shit to offer.
But that's,
they don't have shit to offer. No, but yeah, bro. I mean, I had a question too though. But like, what's like the biggest thing? Like, what do people understand? What do people misinterpret about you the most? You could say like when you're talking this shit, you get like, you feel me? Like, what do you want people to realize more about you and shit?
Misinterpret as in how?
Misinterpret like they'll like as far as like misunderstood, I may say, like as far as like, okay, they're talking to you and they might get a different perception on you. But yeah, I know you don't want nobody to think about you the same way. People are gonna think about you how they want to, but like, what do they misinterpret about you? What do you feel like certain people? Like what do they tend not to like get about you? You feel me? Like they might be talking to you and shit like that, and they'll be like, oh.
So something I can kind of say on that is, if someone is misunderstanding you, maybe they're just not at the same frequency as you. Okay. And if maybe you're speaking about your goals, or if you're speaking and it might come off as bragging to somebody, then they're just not on the same frequency as you, and maybe you just shouldn't have that person around, right? So, so you wanna, if you're saying something, or if when you start talking about things you want to do, or speaking about your goals, if they misunderstand you, or if they take that as like you're bragging or anything like that, it should be someone you probably shouldn't have around. You want to be around people who are going to understand and want to see growth in you as well, and see like, and the same frequency. If you're talking goals and you're like, oh yeah, you should do that, bro, that's cool, I'll support you or whatever. And that's my perspective on that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
What is your perspective on that?
My perspective on misinterpreting people, as far as like, okay, I need to revitalize the question, because I say I would agree with you on the most part. You feel me? When you're trying to vibe with somebody and then they might not, you're saying certain shit and they might not see you eye to eye. Some of it could be because they're not there yet on the same frequency. Of course, some might be ego, some might be jealousy, some might be other shit. I can't say. I would agree with you, bro. I would agree with you. Yeah, sure. My words are kind of lost in the abundant right now, like in the bun right now. So I don't know. But my last question I do got for you, bro, is what was the biggest failure, in your opinion, that helped you get here to where you're at right now? The biggest failure, if you can pinpoint one failure, because of course you overcome any failures to get where you're at right now, but the biggest one that, boom, just smacked your shit, and you were like, all right, cool, and bounce back, of course. But what was one big failure that you encountered that put you here right now, you would say?
So I could say it was when I'd hit those 6 figures and I didn't know how to manage it, right? I didn't know how to manage the 6 figures at the time, and I lost about half of it. Lost a little bit more than half, actually, and that it humbled me very quickly, and it brought more wisdom onto me, because now I see that it brought a lot of wisdom onto me, because maybe I was being cocky, or maybe I was like treating people different, and it humbled me. It just humbled me, and now I see how people are really working hard. I can see people working hard, and other people are also grinding out here for people are also grinding out, I feel. So I see a lot of respect in that. And for me, when I hit those 6 figures at 19, and I would tell people, it really would come off as bragging. I hit 6 figures at 19. Other people would feel a type of way about it, you know. So now it's kind of like I don't brag about that. I don't even show it as much anymore. I just do my. Now it's true though. You got, you know, if you can lose it and gain wisdom off it, when you make it back, it's gonna be you're gonna be at a different level when you get that money back. And it's part of the game with any entrepreneur. That's part of entrepreneurship. You can't be scared to take these risks.
Facts.
You know, the losses are gonna come.
Yeah.
Millionaires lose fucking hundreds of thousands to get to where they're at. 6 figure, you know, if you're a 6 figure person, you're gonna lose thousands of dollars to get to where you're at. And that's my intake on that, basically. And it's just how you come back from it. How you turn that negative into a positive. You got to turn that negative into a positive for sure. And just keep grinding, right? It killed my ego. I was always known, you know. It killed my ego. It changed me for sure.
Yeah,
and now I'm a lot more grateful for everything I have now.
For sure.
And as I continue to go, I'm very grateful, and I'm just very grateful, and I'm excited for what's to come. I'm very excited for what's to come. Because even when older people tell me, oh, I see something different in you, it's kind of a confirmation for someone that's a lot older to tell you, like, oh, I like the way you think or whatever. For someone older to come and tell you that's cool, you know, it's confirmation. It's confirmation, right? That you're on the right path and you're following your purpose, finding your purpose.
No, yeah, I hear it. I feel
my purpose now is to try to help as many people as I can, because I've always I guess I could say, you know, when I was doing what I was doing, I could say, oh, I was blessing the streets. I really had deals that other people didn't have, and that's why a lot of people would compete with me when I was out, you know, doing this. But now I could say I could bless the world with knowledge. I could bless the world with knowledge, and I can bless, you know, it's a different flex than blessing the streets than blessing the world with knowledge. Right? And for the people who were competing with me back when I was doing what I was doing, it's kind of like now they have a different level of respect for me. Because I'm not in that game anymore, and I'm still motivating, and it's like I'm still getting to it, and it's the right way, right? So there's like with new knowledge and bigger businesses, and I'm motivating those other trappers to figure this shit out too. There's very few trappers who get out of it. There's very few trappers who get out of the trap because they're trapped into the easy lifestyle. But then you really don't get no abundance out of that, because you're still stuck doing the same thing over and over and over and over, and it's easy. But when you start doing things the right way, you just build more knowledge on it, on more wisdom in different aspects.
Yes, sir.
This is way out of topic from everything that we were talking about, but in the future, in 5 years, where do you see yourself?
I'm gonna be a millionaire.
I'm gonna be a millionaire.
Oh yeah, you will, bro.
That's the plan.
You will, nigga.
We will.
You fucking will.
Yeah, we will. This is the #1 podcast in the world.
I see myself
implementing that now.
Shout out to Richard.
Shout out to you guys. Shout out to you guys for being like one of their first guests.
For sure.
Thank you guys, and I hope you guys' podcast does very, very well. And I hope you guys keep going and seeking wisdom and knowledge yourselves as well, so that God can use you guys and speak through you guys, so when you guys do these podcasts, you guys can give out game to the people.
Yeah, and that's why I created this system, because I want other people to succeed in this world. If I could help other people with knowledge, how you said, that's better than me blessing the streets or me blessing one person to get their high on, you know, like just shit like that. Like,
it's different.
I rather give people knowledge for them to grow as a person. It's really up to you if you really want to take that into mind, or if you just want to ignore it, you know. It could go into your ear and out the other, but if you really take that deep in your head, you think about it, you reevaluate everything, you are gonna be successful. You're gonna be successful.
Keep grinding, guys. Don't let the losses or anything put you down. It's part of the game. You gotta take that risk. You know, you can't be scared. You gotta keep taking risks. You know?
Yeah, and
especially if you're young. You know, you can always try again. There's gonna be something. You know.
And being successful doesn't mean you're gonna have a lot of money. Being successful is, how you said, mind, body, spirit. Yeah. Mind, body, spirit.
Having
exactly.
A
you need to take care of yourself, and then you'll see success.
Correct,
God knows when you are taking care of yourself and you are implementing all the work that you're doing and He's gonna bless you. He's
Right.
gonna bless you. The man above is gonna bless you.
Mhm.
That's just how it is. That's just how this universe works. Really, that's how it works. That's how it works.
So yeah, some of the key points I just want you guys to really seek out is the keyword wisdom, principles, and yeah, those are a big part of me.
Yeah.
That I carry every day.
Keywords and principles.
Keywords.
I mean, wisdom and principles.
Wisdom and principles. Have principles. Start building principles as a man.
Yeah,
What are your principles?
What are your foundations?
Yeah.
If you read any book to it, it will say principles.
Right, yeah.
You better have principles.
Yep.
But yeah, bro. So thank you, my nigga.
Yeah, for
I mean,
sure.
we appreciate you
I
here.
appreciate you guys for having me in the pod.
Yeah, we appreciate you, bro.
Right.
Good work
There
today,
you go.
Gucci.
Yes,
Y'all
sir.
tap in, you feel
Yeah,
me?
we
My
know.
boy Lex Trades. We'll put this shit right here,
Lex
you feel me?
right here.
Shout out to the one and only, the GOAT.
Comment what you guys like the most out of the podcast.
Exactly.
What you guys want to see
Anything
from
else?
men coming up next.
Exactly.
Let us know.
Subscribe, please. It'll help. And, let us know. And you already know. We is outros. Just get this.
Detroit to LA, I had to hit the best beat. Bitch was bad as fuck, I hit her, then I hit her best.